To me, brands battle back is probably referring to the sort of conundrum or the major issue that's been at large now in the online advertising space for some time as it relates to, maybe call it the challenges between performance and brand, some of the issues that part of the inventory that premium publishers have to offer is being discredited by efficient sort of algorithmic-oriented channels. There's a whole series of themes, I think, that are addressed by the theme of brands battle back. VCs should come to an event like this because at the end of the day, they're looking for insights, not dissimilar from what marketers are looking for in their advertising goals. And they ultimately want to make money. And they want to make money by picking winners and by discerning what themes are going to impact the sectors that they're making their investments in. And by coming to a conference like the IAB, where they're hearing top leaders discuss current relevant issues associated with where the industry is going, they're going to pick up some tips, some insights, and do a lot of networking that could substantially improve their odds of getting a winner if they're invested in this sector. I'd say the single biggest challenge facing this industry is the issue of demonstrating value add to the advertiser. So in the offline world, you really didn't have to demonstrate it. It was taken for granted that there was value to advertising. Like Wanamaker said almost 100 years ago, probably some of it was wasted. You just didn't know which half. But in the digital world, there is targetability, there is addressability, there is performance. You actually get an accounting of what worked and what did not. And so I think the issue is, once they know that there's a report card coming, an audit if you will, you then have to live up to that kind of performance. It's worked for the performance advertisers, the direct response guys, but in the brand world, it's a lot more complicated. It's not just a click or a lead they're looking for. They actually want some kind of engagement, something that they're used to getting in the offline world. The conference has been terrific, and I think a lot of the sessions have highlighted some of the key issues associated with the industry. What I like about it is that, they're taking these issues head on. They're not tiptoeing around them. They're not all engrossed in self-congratulatory celebration. This is an industry organization conference that's really getting at what's wrong and how do we fix it and where do we go from here. There was a presentation by Michael Mendenhall, which was fantastic. He's the CMO of Hewlett-Packard, and he really talked about what their developing needs are as it relates to marketing in the interactive world, and I thought it was extremely instructive. The most exciting innovation in the online advertising space, gee, that's a tough one, but I would actually have to say, and I think this is a leading one, and we won't really see the full extent of it for quite some time, but that is the development of corporate social tools. So in consumer land, we've seen a tremendous explosion of usage of social media, whether it be on Twitter or Facebook or what have you. Well, the reality is corporations are not entities in and of themselves. They're made up of people. And if people have the proclivity to utilize social media and social tools, so will the people at corporations. And I think there's a number of people who are onto this issue where they're utilizing social media, social tools, if you will, to drive productivity in the enterprise. So we went from the sort of packaged software world to the SaaS model, and I think now you're going to see a continuing migration over to productivity tools for the enterprise that are utilizing social media.